Hi everyone, so I'm wearing my HP shirt with the snitch on it. Purchased that a few days ago. Yeah, so this is going to be a little video about my experience leading up to seeing the final Harry Potter film. I saw it, 4 days ago. It was the midnight release in Australia was Tuesday, so the 12th of July. And I've been waiting to make any videos about it because I've been trying to give myself time to reflect and hopefully to kind of sort out my thoughts and feelings in my own head for a bit. I will do a review, probably have to do a review in 2 parts. I'll probably do a non-spoiler one and then a really spoilery one. Probably I will rant a good deal. There might be some swearing, so I do apologise ahead of time. But yes, the experience of seeing the final film at the midnight release was fantastic. I had a huge headache that eventually turned into a migraine, so that kind of lessened it a little, but I still had a shitload of fun. It was my first experience going to a midnight screening. I don't know if they were that common for previous Harry Potter films. They might have, I think they certainly did it for Deathly Hallows Part 1, but I'd never attended any of them, and I'm glad that I made the effort to make sure to go this last time. It was great. I didn't have really high expectations in terms of how people would party that much, I guess, because I don't know, Australians, we tend to be a little bit more subdued and we seemingly don't get as passionate about this sort of stuff. Certainly not in my area, in my city. But I was really pleasantly surprised. There were some fantastic costumes that I saw. We went in kind of like Hogwartsy gear, I guess. I had my Hogwarts shirt on and my scarf, all my glasses for a little bit. But there was fantastic. There were so many people there as well. I mean, I knew that it was sold out. I think they had 5 midnight sessions running. And yeah, it very quickly got crowded. We got there at least about an hour and a half early because we already had our tickets and everything was good for that. And yeah, people just kept coming in. Like, there were tons of people obviously in their Hogwarts uniforms, and all different types too. There were plenty of Ravenclaws and Hufflepuffs. When we saw Hufflepuffs, we were like, what the hell's a Hufflepuff? And they're like, we're pretty good finders. Yeah, there were a great deal of Slytherins and Gryffindors too. There were some Quidditch people in their Gryffindor Quidditch outfits, and they had their brooms and everything. There were several Luna Lovegoods, which I loved. All like with the natural hair colour was blonde, and one girl in particular, several of them had the Quibbler glasses on. And one girl had like the exact same like jacket that Luna wore in Half-Blood Prince when she was on the train and giving out copies of the Quibbler to people, and she had the glasses and her hair and the side ponytail and stuff. She looked amazing. There was a Fleur in her Beauxbatons uniform, so the blue dress and the hat. That was adorable. She got her mum to make that. It looked great. There were a few Hagrids. We actually had a Hagrid in it with us in our cinema, and so like before the film began, I turned around and I'm like, Hagrid's with us, yeah, Hagrid, and he had his pink umbrella, and he lifted it up, and he's like, yeah, and everyone clapped for him. One of the best, there were some Bellatrix Lestrangers as well walking around. We snarled at them. There was a gang of Slytherin lads who I think dressed themselves to be in the time of Tom Riddle, because their leader was a guy dressed as Tom Riddle, and he was very tall and thin. He had the sleek black hair, and he was wearing the ring and had the diary and everything. It was amazing. There was a Xenophilius Lovegood. We noticed him standing in the candy bar line to get popcorn and that, and my friend was like, I've been staring at that guy for quite a while now. I think I've worked out what his costume is. He's come as Xenophilius Lovegood. And the guy turned around and he said, my goodness, no one else has gotten who I've been dressed as. Thank you so much. And we're like, that's a great costume. Have you seen your daughter? There's several of them in the foyer. Yeah, so just the costume. I was really impressed with what everyone was wearing. There were a few people who tried to go as Voldy, like with the like pale makeup and stuff. Someone actually had like a prosthetic nose thing put on and flattened. It didn't quite have the same effect, but I admired the effort. There was someone who was Quirrell, so they had the turban wrapped around and like just stuck a picture of Voldy's face on the back of the turban. That was adorable. So yeah, like, and just the atmosphere that was there, it was fantastic, and everyone was excited and hyped, and chatting. No one was judging anyone, which is what I love when you're surrounded by like-minded people. Everyone's a fan, everyone's in the same boat. So, yeah, you know that there isn't going to be any judgment, and there isn't going to you won't have the feeling of alienation, or feeling slightly freaky or strange or anything, or that you've gone over the top, because, yeah, it's like level playing field, and you're all there for the same reason, and you're all just as passionate as one another, and it's great. It's just a really lovely sense of community and kind of like safety as well, that you're all together in this, and that's what I've loved about being a Potterhead and being such a fan. It's just, yeah, to have all these other people who feel the same way as you do, and even when they don't, like the fun that you can have in getting into debates and rants and stuff about what you disagree on, or theories that you wanted to be brought to light, and all that kind of thing. It's so damn enjoyable, and that's what I've been focusing on more, I guess, in light of the films coming to a conclusion. Because, I mean, Harry's journey itself, for me, had already stopped with the final book, and that had kind of been my mourning period, so everyone's getting so upset about the film's ending, and yes, that's kind of been its own journey as well, because we've witnessed the growth of these actors and literally seen the kids grow up and everything, and that's been its own experience, and that is very sad. But I guess I've just been trying to find the joy in knowing that Harry, like, the experience of Harry itself isn't going to end at all, because we still have the books to go back to, we still have the films to rewatch, there's still a million discussions to be had with friends, and yeah, they're just always going to be there, and nothing has to end at all. And I mean, I've been doing my fair share of crying and everything, but I'm just spending time now just really being thankful, obviously, to Joe Rowling and to the cast and crew of the Potter films, and to anyone who has had anything to do with the Potter universe. I mean, I got actually really emotional yesterday. If you've been on MuggleNet, you saw the thank you notice from the MuggleNet staff, saying, you know, how much it had meant to have the support for 10 years, and that nothing was going to end, and they're going to keep going strong and stuff. And I was like, oh, MuggleNet, you know, just like the website, the podcasts, everything. The fact that I've got to meet friends through the We Say Thestals channel, and it's just so much to be thankful for and to enjoy. And yeah, it's made me, the combination of all the experiences I've had as a result of Harry Potter and loving the series so much is just such a positive, overwhelmingly happy thing, and that's what I'm focusing on, well, trying to focus on. Yeah, so thank you, Joe, and thank you, Harry.